Hello, people. Hey, I want to say hi to everybody. And tomorrow I'm having my operation. I wasn't sure whether I was going to come on today, but you know what? Whenever you have surgery and they're going to put you under uh, with anesthesia, you never know what can happen. You know, putting a pacemaker in is usually a pretty type of surgery that works pretty good, but you just never know. There are risks, and they make you sign all these papers before they put you to sleep and before they give you the surgery. Uh, the Smiths, Dana, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. And I wanted to talk about that. There's a few things I want to talk about. And so today it's not going to be too much mafia stuff. It's going to be me talking to you guys, bullshitting a little bit. And I'm going to talk about Danny too. Danny's still pretty sick. 4 days. He's on his fifth. Well, he found out he had COVID on Saturday, and today's Tuesday. But now he's lost his taste. So he was happy for the last 3 days because he had his taste, but that's going away. So I'm sure some of you people in here have had COVID. So I'm lucky. I didn't have it. And if I did have it, I may have had it, but who knows? I felt crappy for a while. Never went to the doctors for it, but I did feel shitty a couple times. But Danny's got it pretty bad, much worse than I had it. And he's on all sorts of medications right now, and he's doing the best he can. So let's just wish Danny the best and hope that he can. We want to have this show back to normal by Friday, and we have some good guests coming up. And let me say hi to some of you guys in here. I appreciate. Hey, listen, the people that are loyal to this show, that show up, I want you to understand that I'm lucky to have you guys here. It's very much appreciated. The fact that you guys show up on my show, I'm pretty consistent with my numbers. And you guys just show up and, we have a good time. We don't get too many jerks in here anymore. John Wolf, I unblocked John Wolf. So if you see John Wolf come in, please let him in. I went on his channel basically, and I told him, look, you're more than welcome on the show. Just don't go to the other shows talking all this smack. He says he didn't do it, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But we know how John is. And John, you're more than welcome to come back in here, but just be respectful. That's all I ask. Jenny, how you doing? Miss Can't Be Wrong, how you doing? Don Vito, you were in here early today. I appreciate it. Dollar Bill Will. The Smiths, I appreciate you coming in, and I appreciate your money that you gave toward the show. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see who else is in here. Okay. Jesse Roth, how you doing? Tony, how you doing, Tony? Appreciate you showing up. Okay, let's see. Steve Marinello. I'm probably saying your name wrong, and I do apologize for that. James Weldon, how you doing? Scott Bell, be good to Scott, guys. Remember what we talked about. Okay, Bobby Barbarian. Montauk, let's see. Real Bofa, how are you doing, Real Bofa? Hope everything's okay with you. MRE Elderly Daycare, you guys are going to come up with some names now. I'm telling you, you guys come up with some funny-ass names. Mustache Pete, appreciate you coming up. Cottonmouth Marvin, good evening. Okay. Good evening, Lee. Best wishes to Danny and a speedy recovery. I appreciate that. I'm going in for my surgery tomorrow, but Danny feels a whole lot worse than me. And I'm lucky. I've been put to sleep a few times in the last couple of years. I've had a vertebrae surgery. I've had knee surgery. I've had some surgeries done. I've never really had much trouble handling anesthesia. I wake up. I don't feel sick. So, it's not really a bad concern for me. Kevin Lynch, how you doing? I appreciate you coming in. Danny Trio is here. Danny, I am glad that you're here. And if anybody wants to ask Danny anything, he's right there in the chat. Okay, so it kind of feels funny because Danny and I, we've been doing 3 shows a week. We haven't done any shows for the last 4 or 5 days together, and we're just trying to get up here to get some time in. But I want to talk about a couple things. If you notice my title, I want to talk about the police in Texas and those poor little babies. You know, the whole point of schools hiring cops are putting a cop in the school is to deter school shootings. And, you know, it's coming out now more and more, all the stuff that's going wrong with this shooting down here and all those little babies getting killed. We're talking little babies. You know, if you're an adult and you have a gun and you see that little babies can be killed, give your damn life for those babies. They waited a half hour. And you know who killed the shooter? An off-duty Border Patrol agent. He ran into the school because he thought his wife was in there, in that room. He runs in the room, kills the guy, a couple shots, puts him right down like nothing. And you had cops in a hallway trying to stop him from going to the schoolroom, to the room. You had cops. Think about that. You had cops there that waited a half hour during the shooting, hearing the gunshots, and not going toward that guy because he had an AK. But there were 3 cops in that building when that guy entered. 3 cops that had the opportunity to take this guy down. So think about that. This is the second time this happened. It happened in Florida too, with the shooting a couple years ago. The policeman hit outside. I think what the police department does, get your best cop, put your bravest cop into schools. Don't take one of your cops that's about to retire and his belly's hanging over his pants and he's just there collecting his dime at the end. He's a couple years away from retiring and he's protecting kids in school. In this school shooting, those babies did not have to die. That guy with the gun literally ran past a cop who ran in the other direction, people. And then they lied. They said that he had plated armor. There was no plated armor. There was no plates underneath his armor. He didn't even have, it was a tactical vest. It wasn't even a bulletproof vest. And they lied. They told us that it was a bulletproof vest. So all these lies are coming out. And thank God for that Border Patrol agent that went in there and took him down. How many more people would have died? You know, you can't make this stuff up. How many cops died running into the World Trade Center? Gave their life going into the World Trade Center. Without even a thought about it, to save people. And you have cops in this town, Uvalde, whatever it's called, that were afraid to save their children. Little babies. They have so many statements, it's insane. And the story keeps changing with the cops, Bofa. It keeps changing. They're lying. Yesterday, they let the police chief come back. He should have been fired on the spot because he was giving all the orders. So he's back on duty now. We have soldiers that get in gun battles in deserts, have bullets flying past their heads, and they fight back. Here we had cops that ran in the opposite direction of an 18-year-old kid with a gun. These were grown men. And, you know, I don't like to make this a political show, and it's not politics. I'm just talking to you about the more this story comes out, the more disgusting it gets. Just a lot of little kids died that didn't have to die. They could have taken him down. That cop could have taken him down right away when he came through that door. So the school was guarded. They had their cop in there, just like most of these other schools do. And the man didn't do his job. Shame on him. I hope he sleeps well at night. Okay. There should be more accountability, agree, but please don't group all LEOs in with that one piece. It was more than one piece of garbage. Dana, it was more than one person. It was several cops. There were 3 cops literally literally outside waiting. And a lot of that has to do with what type of cops you have, how they're trained. In New York City, those firemen and those police didn't even think twice about running into that building, even though they knew what the consequences could have been. And it happened. Here you have something so much more serious. You have a bunch of little babies. I mean, you're talking 5, 6, 7 years old. The whole damn thing is sad, but instead of helping out, all our resources are sent elsewhere. Well, you know what? They were waiting for the tactical people to show up. Are you kidding me? Against an 18-year-old with a gun, you're going to wait for tactical people to show up? That's the whole purpose you're there. So take the guns. Now, who's saying that? Absolutely not. Nothing would have stopped those kids from dying apart from gun. Oh, get out of here. I'm sorry. Gun laws had nothing to do with that, my man. If you want to be one of those people that say that, go right ahead. What's the number one death in England now? By knife. More people are being knifed every day in England than ever before. Knives. Save that. Take the guns away for Canada. That's what they're doing up in Canada now. They're taking people's guns away. My fiance is one of the best friends that died from cancer attributed to 9/11. A lot of people died after the fact at 9/11. Dude, that is so stupid. If he was a black guy, he would have been put down ASAP, just my opinion. He was a Spanish guy, dude. You know how stupid that sounds and how racist that statement is? I'm sorry, Cottonmouth Marvin, but that's just a blatantly stupid statement. Yes, so what happened in Australia, they started putting people in internment camps. I've talked to several people from Australia, Mob Organized Crime Podcast, and they all say the same thing, that when everything started happening with COVID, they couldn't stand up for themselves. They were being forced into internment camps in Australia against their will, and they couldn't do nothing about it. Don't you understand this is the plot to take everybody's guns away so we can't fight back against the governments? They want to make this one world order. It amazes me that people can't see what's going on. Very true. Criminals, and they will. I mean, what's the number one way they kill in prisons? With shanks. That's what they use, shanks. A killer's a killer. He will find a way to kill you. Do I think that we need better gun laws toward 18-year-old kids buying guns? Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe that you should be 21. And the only type of gun that a kid under 21 should be able to buy is a hunting rifle if he wants to go hunting. I'll be burying that ain't going to happen in Texas. I'll guarantee you one thing. If they ever try to take anybody's guns in Texas, you're going to see a whole lot of bad stuff happening. Machetes daily. England actually has less than 50% English people living in England. Certain places practice Sharia law, and the cops won't even go into the neighborhood. What's the number one name in England? Muhammad. So that's what England's done to itself. Dude, the guy that went out into school, Cotton, Marvin, was a dark-skinned Hispanic guy. So what you're saying is wrong. They were 90% of those cops were Hispanic. The kids in school were Hispanic, and the killer was Hispanic. So you can't use race here. It had nothing to do with race. It had to do with heart. It had to do with cowards. Can you imagine that the one man that wasn't a coward was a border patrol agent that was sitting at home, and someone called him up and told him what was going on at the school? He ran into the school and took that guy down 1, 2, 3. No problem. Went right into the classroom, blew him away. That guy, huge hero. So how come that guy, the border agent, can run past the cops, tell the cops, go to hell? Because basically they were trying to stop that guy. He refused to stop. And then he went in there and put the shooter down. Come on. I will never call the cops. I don't care what is happening. I will never be a rat. We push back. You won't call it depends. Sometimes you need the cops, BK Shallon's finest New York Connect. Sometimes you need the cops. And that's what they're there for. That's what we pay them for as taxpayers, to protect us. The whole point of the Second Amendment is so we can protect ourselves from tyrants. Exactly. If someone's trying to tell me that clown that runs Canada is not a tyrant, they got another thing coming. That man's a tyrant. Marvin, I'm just giving you my opinion. I just didn't like the idea about, why are we bringing up race here? It really shouldn't be put up. He wasn't Hispanic. He was Mexican. Okay, genius. Thank you. I prefer to call them Hispanics, okay? Say he's from Guatemala. People in that area are from every country down there. So I prefer to say Hispanic, okay? Yes, many. Are you kidding me? Most. Great people, too. Great people. Trudeau is a tyrant. Without a doubt, he's a tyrant. His father was, his father was awful. His mother was awful. His mother used to run around with men while the father was the Prime Minister of Canada. How about when Lucky and Gambino set Genovese to get arrested with heroin? Were they rats? Something we can call, see, this is the thing about rats when they use the word rat. What exactly is a rat? People are like making excuses. I hate to tell you this, but everybody in Mobtube is doing rat shit. Everybody. They're doing it to each other, including me. So what do we, it makes no sense. It's called defending yourself. So if you defend yourself, you're considered a rat. And as for this thing right here with the Lucky and Gambino, come on, they're gangsters. They're the most treacherous guys. They always set people up. They always ratted people out. Half the mob was ratting. After the 90s, 90% of the guys that went to prison ratted so they can get out of prison. Yeah, as we speak, Canada, Canada's not the worst, once great country it was, people. It's going down fast, just like America. Canada used to be different, but now Canada, the fact that they put this moron back in office, and they even put him back in office after they found a bunch of pictures with him in blackface. You ever notice that the people that get caught with blackface on are usually the ones that bitch about racism the most? but they always dig up the pictures of them, like the governor over in Virginia. Liberal talking point, Ted Cruz wanted federal funding for security for schools. Schumer, yeah, think about how much money we send that we could do with schools, the security systems we can put in schools. We could put security systems around schools 30 to 40 feet away from the school. We literally can. Wait a minute. Hang on. The Canadian Prime Minister is a tyrant? What did I miss, Lee? Right about Mobtubers? They're all ratting on each other? Yes. Dude, your show, you rat all the time, dude. You're always talking crap about everybody on your show, how bad we are, and come on. Everybody's doing it. Everybody is ratting right now. Am I missing something here on YouTube? Is there anybody in this genre that's not fighting? You have other people coming from other genres. You got people calling children's services. You got stuff going on you wouldn't believe. You got people making fun of heavy-set women and putting out their pictures by pools. Isn't that ratting? I mean, right now, people might be saying, oh, Lee's ratting because he's talking bad about cops. It's so stupid. Nobody understands what the definition of a rat is anymore. It's all lost. And if you're going to defend Trudeau, I don't know what to tell you, dude. It's obvious which way your mind floats. When Trudeau was asked how many times he'd done blackface, he answered more than 30. Yep. Trudeau, the man of the people, the guy that had truck drivers arrested, truckers, raised the price of gas so the truckers suffer. Calling cops on little kids getting shot. Yeah, exactly. Of course it's not. Anybody that says that has to have their head checked. Tommy, shut the hell up with the stay on topic, dude. Seriously. Every show you say that, stay on topic. I'm on my topic, Tommy. When you're on your show, you get on your topic. Okay? If you don't like it, you know what you can do. Every show, Tommy, you're out there saying stay on topic. You do your show the way you want to. No disrespect to you, Tommy, but I'll do my show the way I want to. Oh, Michael, you said this perfectly. The definition of a rat is whatever fits these people's agendas. You couldn't have said it better. That's exactly what it is. Whatever fits their agendas. We can turn anybody into a rat we want to. Tommy, you say I'm not criticizing. Yes, you are. When you're telling me to stay on topic, this is our show. If people don't want to watch it, they won't watch it. Do you think, Tommy, I would ever come on your show and tell you how to run your show? Never. Nobody would be eating if it wasn't for the truckers. And yet that's what they're trying to do, make it where nobody eats. Sean, how you doing? I appreciate you being here. Damn, Lee is on it. Listen, I don't feel like being on it today, but, you know, it's getting so ridiculous is what it's getting. You know, what is the definition of a rat? Okay, Sammy Gravano is a definition of a rat. Michael Francis is the definition of a rat. Those are rats, people. You know, and this is what John A. Light, rat. Gene Barillo, rat. You can go on and on. These guys are all rats. But see, this is what's happening here. They're glad we're doing this. We're off topics, you know. So these guys, these actual real rats, like Sammy Gravano, Michael Francis, John A. Light, all these guys, that clown cop, Dowd. That is the definition of a rat. Okay. Tony told Tommy to relax. Okay. Bofa is a rat. Okay. Bofa, you're being called a rat. I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what you're being called a rat for. Tommy, you don't have to leave, Tommy. I just gave you my opinion. You gave me your opinion. You told me to stay on topic. I think am I off topic, people? I mean, you do a show about drinking coffee, Tommy. I do a show about talking about things happening in the world. That's the reality. Maybe I could do a show about drinking Powerade. Oh, I'm sorry. I left Jimmy Calandra out. Why wouldn't I say that, Westies? Jimmy Calandra is definitely a rat. So what are you trying to say? That I'm like friends with Jimmy Calandra? I'm not. I mean, to relax and drink a cup of coffee. Okay. Not off topic. This must be aired out. Yeah, we got to. Hey, listen, people. I can come on here and talk about stuff and get twice as many viewers. Some days I just feel like coming on here. I'm getting surgery tomorrow. I might not be here Thursday. And that's the great thing about having my own channel. Me and Danny, we decided we're going to give you lots of mob content, and that's what we've been doing. But Danny's been sick for the last few days, so I'm just being me. Danny keeps me under control. He says to me, Lee, stay on topic, talk about the mob. But I don't feel like talking about the mob without Danny here. It's that simple. He's my friend. I'm worried about him. Jimmy might be debriefed, but let's be honest, you can speak to anyone you want without judgment. Okay. Kieran, what back called the cops on you? Okay, I don't know. There's so much negativity going on here lately, people. And, when I heard the story about people calling Child Protective Services, and, I wasn't sure what to think about it, then it was explained to me. That's as low as putting a picture out of a woman, an overweight woman. I mean, this is the level that we're at right now. We have people doing things, you guys know that FBS and I, we went at it for quite a while. We pulled some dastardly deeds on each other, but never nothing like that. Never. Did we say mean things to each other? Without a doubt. We said very mean things to each other. We got caught up in the moment and said some bad shit to each other. And people will say to me, Lee, how can you be friends with FBS? He said all these horrible things about you. Excuse me, but I said a lot of horrible things about him too. Okay, but we're at another level right now of meanness, deceitfulness. It's like you can't come on here. Once you come on here, your past is going to be ripped apart. You guys all know my past was ripped apart a long time ago. Thank God. You ain't going to get nothing else on me. But now we have all these other people being pulled up. And, the people that claim I'm out to defend people with justice, they're the biggest rats. They are the biggest rats. Putting up people's private stuff. For me, my criminal record, people putting that up. People can find my criminal record, but why are you putting it up? So you feel good about yourself? Lee, did you see the latest Mobster Chronicles video on that Gooch? Yes, I did. I like Mobster Chronicles. He's very straightforward, but you know what? When it comes to the school thing and guns, I'm not going to agree with nobody on that wants to take guns away from people. especially our government. Do people get it? You want our government to take our weapons? Look what they're doing. Look what our government's doing to us on purpose right now. They're trying to starve us as a country. They're raising the prices of food. This is all being done on purpose. This ain't a mistake. They want people to rely on them. They want to weaken us as people. Why are they letting all these drugs purposely come in the country? You don't think they could stop it tomorrow if they wanted to? They could tell our military, you go down, go to the ports, stop the drugs, go to the border, stop the drugs. Just like that. Our military could stop it overnight. They don't want to stop it. They want us to be high. MRE Elderly Daycare, I hear that you have a bad rating on Yelp. Oh, let me tell you something. That's another thing they did to me. Somebody took my Google reviews and put them out there. And they were like, they looked at everything I ever reviewed. I had to take down my Google reviews. That's how bad you get here. That's rat stuff. That's true rat stuff. I got a good show coming up on Gunner. Gunner's coming back on here too. But I also got another opposite show on Gunner. It's going to be really good. But we can't tell you who we're interviewing yet. But it's going to be really good. He asked me about BK Shallon. Did he call the cops on me? I was a partner. He left. I don't know about that whole thing. You know, BK Shallon came in here and said what he had to say. You know, for some reason, that side thinks they can't come in here no more into the chat rooms because everybody's taking sides. They're all fighting one side or another. It's so ridiculous, people. It really is. And they can't even see who's winning. You may not want to hear me say this, people, but FBS is doing shows at night and getting almost 400 people watching per show. So who's winning? You're right. Yeah, Sean, I seen you on the other day on the show talking about that. Actually, you were on a show that people would say, what were you doing on that show, Sean? I don't say it because you have the right to go on whatever show you want to go on. They want to keep everybody high and dumb. That's when we were in Vietnam. You know what the Viet Cong did? They purposely let drugs flow to our soldiers because they knew if our soldiers were high, they couldn't fight and listen. It was very smart. I don't know what you mean about the Clintons. Right about now, as much I never voted for Bill Clinton, I would take him now over any of these clowns we got in office. It's leftist propaganda. Well, that's all there is on. That's all you watch nowadays. It's drugs and human trafficking at the border. And you know what, Miss Kim, we could stop this. Our country can stop this in one day. 1999 from Dage 425. Lee, don't let the trolls suck you back in. You're a different person trying to fight with them. You've really turned the corner lately. Good luck with your surgery and hope to. No, I'm not even dealing with the trolls. The trolls will not be on my show ever again. That's it. The way they say things about me in chat rooms and stuff, I see it all the time. These were people that claim to be my friends. You know, trolls don't have friends. I think basically it was described about trolls like this. 3 of them will be your friend. 3 of them will be your enemy, but the trolls are all working together to bring you down. That's their goal, to bring your shows down. So for you people right now that have trolls running your show, you're going to learn the hard way, like I did. But the difference is when I found out, I purged the wrenches. So, you people working with the trolls, you think this is going to work for you. It's not. These little trolls, they're a bunch of loser lowlives that sit at home and have nothing to do in their lives except go into these communities. They go into different communities. That's their life. Just think about it. That's what these trolls do. They have nothing else in their life. Doesn't that tell you everything you need to know about them? So if you spend time and you're going in from community to community to community, causing shit, and you're a troll, what does that say about you as a human being? I know Regina Phalange. Lee, remember me? It's been a long time since I seen you. Brooklyn Rob, Karen, Aaron. I don't know anything about what happened. I was just curious. I guess you do whatever you have to do. The other side hates that Lee and Danny have such a productive show. Fine work, gentlemen. Yes, and I wasn't going to do a show today, but FPS told me he wasn't going to do a show until tonight. So I figured, why not come on and just shoot the shit, tell you how I feel. You guys can tell me how you're thinking about things. And if I disagree with you, don't take it personal. I'm not going to judge you because I disagree with you. If you're a liberal, I'm not going to judge you. I might disagree with you, but hey, that's what you are. So you don't have to run from this show. You're so right. That's why I don't watch him and I like watching Lee. I don't know who is it you don't like watching, but I'm glad that you watch me. Let me tell you something, JC. The United States still has the strongest military in the world. And the reason they have the strongest military in the world is because when the people in this country wake up, they're going to need somebody to shut it down. Our military hasn't lost a penny. They're still inventing great weapons and everything. So the military is still feared. There's no doubt about that. But when you have Joe Biden in office leading it, who the hell's scared of that? I mean, he has a hard enough time, putting his depends on every morning. Lee and Danny should do current events once a week. We could do that, But we like doing. Danny's like a mob historian, and he likes to do mob. We start talking about interesting topics. We already been working on these interviews, and the only reason we're not doing the interviews right now is because of the fact that Danny's sick and I'm getting my surgery tomorrow. But hopefully, God willing, Friday we'll put up a good show and start getting back to where we were. Hi, Lee. Good evening. God sends to you. Surgery and speedy recovery to Danny. Stay healthy, Lee. Salute. I appreciate that, Tactical Terminator. I like that name, Tactical Terminator. Some of the best names. Like, look at this name right here, people. MRE Elderly Daycare. Look at this name, Scott Bell. Well, Scott, you say you're still on top right now, but being stagnant is letting everyone else catch up. But you know what's funny though? We're about to cross that million viewer threshold, and we got a lot of other things going on right now. Just screwing around over the last couple of days, I put up a couple videos and stuff. Still got 6,000 views in 2 days. Not many people can do that. We've been blessed to be able to do that. We're not a powerhouse show like some of these big shows. I mean, those guys are sick. But we do okay as little shows. And we're hoping not to stay little shows. We want to grow into bigger shows. MRE Elderly, Bobby MCF, what up? Okay. I like that. Get the F out of here. We're not a superpower freaking commie. We're not a superpower. We're still a superpower. We're still a superpower. Do you realize the United States Navy is 9 times bigger than all the navies combined? Do you realize the United States, do you know how many, China only has 1 aircraft carrier and they're building another one. That's it. They have 2 aircraft carriers. They don't even have a place to land, to go to sea and get into war. I mean, people, you really got to sit down and read about the militaries and exactly where they stand. See, the military in this country makes a lot of money for these fat cats. You know, look at the Cheneys. You know, they were part of sitting on the board of Halliburton, and they got all the contracts. Halliburton's still getting all the contracts. The Cheneys are still in. Dick Cheney, with a heart transplant, is still damn alive. That guy should be dead. They probably got all sorts of stuff hooked up to him in a basement somewhere, keeping him alive. Absolutely not. There's no way in hell that they're going to let him run in 2000. That's ridiculous. They're not going to. It's not going to happen. He's not running. They're going to come up with a plan for somebody else. It's not going to be Kamala, and it's not going to be Joe Biden. If Gunner and Tony Soflo were hooked up to a polygraph machine, it would short circuit and blow a fuse box. What do you think? Do you think they will ban AR-15s after the shooting? No, they can't. They don't have the numbers in Congress and the Senate. They don't have the numbers. We have an election coming up. The Republicans are going to slaughter them in Congress no matter what. So they're not going to get out there trying to shut this stuff down, people. You know, more people are out. You know, I'll give you an example. I live here in Northwest Texas. Everybody here has a gun, and nobody is killing nobody. Nobody. You know, of course, you're always going to have somebody blow a gasket and go out and blow a bunch of people away. It's been happening forever. How about when the Vikings used to go into places and just murder everybody? Do we forget about that? The Vikings would go in and murder a village of 500 people, rape the women, take them. I mean, think about that. We've always lived in a violent world. This is nothing new. They want you to think it's new. It's nothing new. Lee, America has the best drive technology. Why don't you use them along with artificial intelligence to watch the border? Yes, Bobby, absolutely. Do you know how easy it would be to watch the border and put weapons on the border you can't even see? I'm not talking about weapons that kill you. I'm talking about lasers that make you woozy. There's all sorts of stuff they can put on the border. They don't want to. They don't want to. They will make guns. They make plastic guns. You know, you can literally go online and find out how to make a plastic gun. Best of luck. My comments are not negative tone. I've said a bad word about. No, Tommy, I'm not saying you said a bad word about me. Nothing but respect for you, Tommy. I just gave you my opinion. You gave me your opinion. There's no hard feelings, Tommy. You're a good man. Jeff Nadeau, a fat ass that tells stories that have been told 100 times. But you know what, Larry? People are watching his show. So, and that's the one thing about mob content. You'll have people come out of the blue, start talking about it. You know, so he's getting 10, 15,000 views. Scott, I live in Florida and Georgia. We all have guns. I think it makes, yeah, without a doubt. I live in the safest town in America. I can honestly say that. The town I live here, they have a barracks on the highway for the Texas Rangers, for the state police, the sheriff's department, and the police department. This little town that I live in has four law enforcement agencies right on the highway right here. And any street in this town where I live, every street has a police car on it because a cop lives here. I'm telling you, I live in the safest town in America. Nothing happens here. I mean, if you're going to rob a house here, the odds are you are not going to get out of the house. I remember we have our police chief here looks like Sam McLeod with the cowboy hat and stuff. And one day he's standing up front, and this stranger came up, and he was giving him a hard time. And the police chief looked at him and says, he was trying to tell the police chief the law. You know what the police chief said to him? He goes, "In this town, I'm the law. Don't bring that crap into my town." That was the police chief. That's how this town is where I live. Dude can talk politics if he wants. Hey, listen, this is our shows. We can talk whatever we want. What it comes down, we have a guy that lives in a tent and beats a dog. Yesterday, he put my name in his sentence, and he has 1,200 views today. Will someone tell me who is still watching this guy in the tent? Is your life that bad that you got to watch this man in the tent beat his dog, make his dog yelp? His dog hides in the corner of the tent, scared. He feeds his dog steak bones. First of all, anybody knows you don't feed bones to a dog, not steak bones. I've had 2 dogs that have eaten stuff like that, and I had to get them emergency surgery because the bones got caught in their stomach. And everybody's like, "Oh, look, Tony's feeding his dogs steak bones." The worst thing you could feed a puppy. A puppy needs its nutrition. It needs to eat the right food, not steak. And isn't it amazing that Tony's homeless, but yet he eats steak every night? Every night he's cooking steak. All I can say is you guys are a bunch of suckers, man, that are giving this clown money. For what? What purpose? He's not homeless. He chooses to be homeless. And Tony, you like to put my name in your title, so I'm going to hit you and just tell you exactly what you're all about. You're a clown, dude. He puts up a thing the other day that says, "Thank God it's Friday." And I'm thinking to myself, you live in the woods in a tent. Does it matter what day it is? Why are you thanking God it's Friday? You're still in the tent and you're still in the woods next to the LIE, Long Island Expressway. Imagine that. And then he'll start talking about a hustler. He'll start talking and say, "Well, I can't pay the tickets to my car. Oh, me and my dog, we only have so much money left." Bend over, you're not blocked. I don't know what you're thinking. Miss Can't Be Wrong. I was checking this morning. I did not see bend over blocked. Yes, Joe. Steak bone shear can cause internal injuries in a dog. Absolutely. Do not feed your dog steak bones, chicken bones. If you're going to feed them bones, you get those big old cow legs and stuff. The stuff that the dogs can't splinter. They just chew on them forever. The only type of dogs that can splinter those things are Rottweilers. You don't give cooked bones to dogs. There's no nutrition in cooked bones. You don't give rawhides to dogs either. Anybody that gives rawhides to dogs, you're damaging your dog. You're supposed to give them beef hide. And only once a week at the most. Some people give their dogs rawhides every day. All you're doing is killing your dog. I'm kind of soft and sensitive. Will somebody please give Tommy Stiggs a hug? That's all he feeds him. It's table food. That's it. Joe, $5 sticker. Thank you. I appreciate you people being generous. I really do, especially this month. You all been very generous. Sean Sullivan telling me pizza is a trip. He just puts people's names to get views now. Yeah, I mean, my name. If go check his his sentences. In his last 10 shows, my name's in 8 of them. In 8 of them. And like he did a show last night from the tent, from the tent. He mentioned me like 1 or 2 times in the whole show. But my name's in the Tony's smart when it comes to, he understands the sentence. If you put the right name in the sentence, something that's in the algorithm, myself, FBS, MRE, Angel, names that are in the algorithm, you put it in your sentence, you get more hits. Think about it for a second. Soon they can 3D print guns with metal. Yep, it's only a matter of time. Lee, I'm proud that you're killing another chap by your numbers currently. My numbers today have not been that high. They're like 150, 160. Now they're 140. You know, I'm lucky to get those numbers. People get 100, they get happy. But usually I'm over 200. So, you know, you just never know, people. But I'm blessed anybody with any number I get over 100, you know. It really means a lot to me. And, you know, my numbers get up in the 200s too when Danny's here and Danny starts to go off on people. People love that crap. And he does it much better than me. Tony Stiggs, stand up as they come. Yes, Tommy Stiggs, I'm sorry, is definitely a stand-up guy. Media was lying to you about, well, we can't mention that here, people. We can't mention that big word right there. I have my opinion about that, but I can't talk about it on YouTube. I wish Tony would just give that pup a nice home other than that wish. But Tony has nothing. Tony has a dog in a tent. That's the only thing he has. He doesn't have a woman. He doesn't have any friends. Any friends he has, he betrays. I mean, that dog's all he has, and that dog's petrified. Scared daylights of him. See, Mob Organized Crime Podcast, you and I, we had a few differences just a little while ago, but you're still here. You said your opinion. I say my opinion, and the story. I keep trying to ask your sister Annie about Rona. How's he doing? I watched your vid earlier. I felt she was body forget to breathe, and my doctors say similar things. Okay, I got involved in the conversation there, so I just don't know what I said. Hey, you arrive. People use Lee Cove reviews and a compliment at the end of the day. Okay, be well, Lee. Good luck to you tomorrow. I appreciate that. Thank you. Going to be thinking of you tomorrow while you're in surgery, bro. I appreciate that. They say it takes about 2 hours for the surgery. So, and they don't put you fully to sleep. They kind of use that amnesia stuff. I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of like it. So, you know, they lay you down, and what do they shoot you up with? They shoot you up with good fentanyl, not the stuff on the street. And they shoot you up with something to put you to sleep. And they combine it together. And you don't remember nothing. It's just end of story. Well, they only had 50 or so goodly pedal to metal, leaving them in the dust. Okay. Real Bofa, yes, people are really going to be doing that big time. I'm trying to make this show about you guys today somewhat. My dad's had one Lee, you'll be fine. I appreciate it. You know, listen, I got confident. You know what? I got everything planned, God forbid, if something happened to me. I don't want to be burned. So, you know, I'd rather be buried with a bunch of other dead people. My brother Tom used to say it best. He used to tell you know, as you know, Tom committed suicide last year, but for years he used to always tell his wife, when I die, don't spend a lot of money on it. Wrap me in a blanket and bury me in the backyard. I think the Jews do it best. The Jews, one day after the Jews die, they get buried, and they buried themselves in a simple pine box. Nothing fancy. I'm sorry, that's Polly. Nothing fancy, because they believe that the body should go right into the earth, go back to where it came from. I mean, the Jewish culture, when it comes to burial, I love their thoughts about it. Joe 6A is super sticker $5. Thank you. So I come on today. I didn't think I was going to get anything, but you just never know. People have been very generous lately. JC, I appreciate that. Look at poor JC. He's getting, what has he been called? He's been called someone that drives his car with his kids, all sorts of things. See, nobody's safe in here. If you come into the mob genre, expect to get the shit kicked out of you. If you can't handle it, don't come here. It's that simple. Because we all get battered. Almost can be wrong. Brian Press, I hope you're doing all right. I was hoping to finally get on your show, but maybe I need a link. Well, Brian, I'm going to drop a link right now if you want it. Anybody that wants this link right now can come on. If I see your face, I will bring you on. Okay, there's the link right there. Anybody wants to jump on, just grab it while I'm here. Polly is barking. Is that one of the neighbor ladies? Polly barks at everything. She's a rat terrier. They bark at everything. She'll attack anything. She doesn't care how big it is. I mean, I get worried about her because Sean, what you doing, my man?
What's up, brother?
Yeah, good to see you here. I haven't seen you on in a while.
Long time.
Yeah, well, so how's it going with you?
Oh, just taking it one day at a time.
Are you off today?
I'm off.
Where's your wife?
She's upstairs sleeping. We went out to eat. I had a steak. She had fish and chips.
Oh, so you're just like Tony. You're eating steak and fish and chips.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? Tony eats steak every night.
Oh, people donate to him. I mean, he makes more money on YouTube than he does hustling on the streets. He's got a good life.
Well, something, he can make it better by sleeping in a motel every night. I mean, if you make $400 or $500 a day, you don't have to be homeless.
Oh yeah.
You could stay at a motel.
He wants to live that way. It's kind of upsetting. It kind of pisses me off, but I can't judge him. Actually, I wish him the best. I could get him a job in a heartbeat, but no one wants to work. We had 6 people quit on us.
Nobody wants to work. It's amazing. It's amazing. There's so many jobs out there right now. We have right here, Amazon's opening up down here. They still haven't opened yet because they've only filled half the positions, and they're starting people off at $20 an hour. That's what it's like right now.
I'm the only one working. I'm working myself into the ground, man. This Memorial Day weekend was nuts.
Are they paying you per hour? Are they giving you the raises?
I haven't got a raise in 2 years, Lee.
Well, then you got to stand up for yourself if you're the only one hanging on.
Well, I work for a communist.
well, you work it's like it's a big restaurant, popular.
Oh yeah, very popular. You're talking $40, $50 a plate. Yeah.
Yeah, but I worked in restaurants and I always got paid well because I did my job well, but I was a cook.
Well, I get tips, but it's split out at the end of my check, but the servers get their tips the next day. It doesn't make sense.
What percentage of the tips do you get?
Not that much, Lee.
So you pretty much a busser type. And
yeah, like this month, well, busser, host, I'm a backup dishwasher, so this month I made $18.50.
$18.50.
I get paid every 2 weeks.
How's your rent? How's your rent living up there in that nice area?
Well, I just pay utilities because it's my mom's home.
Hey, that's it, just utilities. So you got a good woman, you just pay utilities, you just don't make enough money.
No. But I'm happy though. I mean,
That's what matters, dude. That's what matters.
yeah, I got a new truck.
What kind of truck is it?
It's a GMC Sierra. Hold on, so I could take all my stuff to the dump. I'll show you.
Oh, wow. Those are sweet trucks.
Yeah, it's a 2004. My dad's sister's husband passed away, so we paid $2,000 for it. Watch, I'll show you.
But it gets the job done, right?
Yeah.
What's up with all the brush in the back?
Oh, I'm doing cleaning. I'm doing yard cleaning.
And that's like a regular cabin that you live in front of. I mean, that you're living in. That's like
it's a house.
Yeah.
You want to see our garden? This is our garden, and then these are our little greenhouses we did.
Hey, listen, I tell anybody it's a good idea to have a garden now, especially with the way our society's going, and you can't buy any food anywhere.
Yeah, I know. So we got our little trees. We're doing our garden, and yeah, this is where I live. I'm pretty blessed, you know.
Okay. Slug says, Sean, it's a fact. Who else said that they do that? Sean, also FBS presented receipts. Slug, I don't know what you're talking about, but FBS does present receipts. There's no doubt about that. Pizza is making way more than this guy eating steak, talkish with a dude, big car. But you know what? He might make more than me, but I live in a nice apartment in a nice town. I have a nice car. My bills are paid, and I don't have to beg nobody for money. Isn't that what it's all about, Sean, when you don't have to ask people for money?
Yeah.
And with people here that give me money, they give me money out of the kindness of their heart. Mob, I'd move to Texas and work 50 hours a week for $1,000 a week. How come people aren't doing those jobs? I'm good for $50K a year on top of what I've earned. It's good money. I'm serious. I do it tomorrow. Hey, you know what it is? It's because of what happened with COVID. They made people lazy, you know, and that's basically it. Especially the young people. The young people are pathetic. You see a lot of young people come to your restaurant and quit in a couple days.
Yeah, I mean, and they watch me, being the old man, do all the heavy lifting, and I swear, like, if something happened to me physically, or like, let's say if I just quit, he would have to shut his business down because he won't have somebody. I'm a hard worker.
Get that money then, Sean. Get that money, man.
I know.
You know, tell him I want $50 an hour.
No, I know $50 would be nice. Well, when I was working construction, I would make 20.
Well, I was just saying, they haven't opened up Amazon here because only half the positions are filled.
Mm.
And they're paying $20 an hour plus insurance. Full insurance with dental and everything. You know, but the problem is they don't hire people if you have real bad criminal records because you're around a lot of valuable stock inside the building. So it must be that you have to pass a drug test. Another thing, nobody wants to pass a drug test. Sean, maybe they wouldn't be doxxed if they didn't talk shit and try to remain anonymous. Don't talk shut if you don't want it given back. Slug, you got a good point there. You know, anytime you do talk crap, you know, but they dox you even if you don't talk crap. Look at the woman that just got Tony Soloflow's wife, who has pictures and stuff of her out now in a one-piece bathing suit.
Shit, I'm waiting for me to get doxxed.
I think I'm gonna put on I'm gonna put on a one-piece bathing suit and come out of it. I'll give them really something to talk about. That video would go viral.
Bro, yeah.
1 million hits.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to mention something about Amazon.
Yeah.
Hold on. If that's okay.
I don't like that. I don't like that picture, Bo. I want to see your face, dude.
All right, let me get out of the room because I got my daughter here and I don't want her on the...
It's something about that picture that just freaks me out.
Is that better?
Yes. You're a handsome guy. Show your face.
Oh, well, thank you. Amazon actually has different levels. And my brother actually works there, and he's a level 8. They were going to make a bunch of new warehouses, and they all just got canceled. Like, they're losing so much money. I thought they were making money because the stock was going up like crazy. But then COVID hit, and they started delivering a ton of stuff. People were just getting groceries from Amazon. They were like the only way that people were getting their stuff.
Yeah, I can't, but you know something, I can't feel sorry for Amazon. I can't, because of what they're doing, the way they're cornering. Listen, I'm a capitalist. I believe in capitalism, but the way they cornered the market during, especially with the Amazon Prime, I mean, they brought a lot of this on themselves, and they're getting killed now by the gas prices. Well, you can't run from the gas prices. You know how much money you got to pay extra now at like a place like Amazon because of the gas prices?
What's weird to me is what happened is the government actually thought we might be going to war, or wanted to scare the people we were going into war. And so they started reserving all the gas that we had as a country, which we have more than any other country. Believe me, we do.
I don't even want to get into that. I don't even want to get into the gas thing. You know,
it's killing everybody.
Come on, we're talking Joe Biden. There's no thinking going on there in that White House. None. They don't think. They just get out there every day and bullshit.
Well, they have people behind the scenes planning.
Yeah, people behind the scenes that couldn't even make it in Obama's cabinet.
Well, their whole agenda is the next election. I mean, they don't care.
Unfortunately, they're going to have that agenda, but I think they're going to have big problems next election.
Well, it's the public view. I mean, Sean, how hard will you hit if you're a business owner from what's going on to get produce, to get meats, to get anything?
You can't even open up a pizza place now. The price of cheese, mozzarella cheese, is so high that if you open up a pizza place right now, you're going to pay twice as much money for the mozzarella cheese than it's worth. How can you make money? When you open up a pizza place, most of your money is made off of the price of cheese. It's the number one product you use in a pizza place. And
exactly.
And you're talking a dairy product. All dairy products, the prices are extremely high right now.
Yeah. I mean, everything's higher right now, except for I think alcohol, maybe. I'm not sure.
Oh, they're not going to raise the price of alcohol too much. Drugs and alcohol in America are easy to get. They want you drunk and they want you high. They love that. Amazon is great. Listen, Amazon does deliver. My granddaughter, I bought her a drone and sent it to her. And did you ever think people that would see the day where we can buy a drone for like $100, like a good drone for $100? You could send it up in the air. You could see everything. Did you ever think you'd see a day like that?
No.
It's that easy.
It is. It's pretty crazy what they can do now. It really is.
I'm sorry. Mob. That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. For all Biden's, he's not Trump. He's not 1/10 as good as Trump. When Trump was in office, nobody was coming across the border, Mob. They stopped it.
Well,
you understand that? They stopped it. Okay. Yes, Biden's 20 times. Biden's a retard. He's an idiot. He's senile.
Do you think he's going to survive to the next election?
No, I don't. I think that one day we're going to wake up and they're going to say he passed away in his sleep. Hopefully, they'll say that about Nancy Pelosi too.
I mean, on the news, didn't he, as he was giving an interview, didn't like a blood vessel in his eye pop?
Otis Driftwood. I'm paying an extra $2,500 to $3,000 per week for my truck and diesel, paying $6 a gallon for diesel fuel every time. The truckers are being screwed, people. They're sticking it to the truckers so bad. You know why? They want everything to be delivered on trains. And when you start delivering stuff on trains, everything slows down. Trucks are more direct. It's much quicker. Now, I live in a community, my community where I live, there's tons of ranches around here and everything. The ranch, the fertilizer, to fertilizer is like 4 or 5 times higher than it's ever been in the last 2 years. So for the gentleman that's sticking up for Biden, they purposely raised the price of fertilizer so farmers go out of business. Do you get that?
And that's unbelievably a huge point, Lee. Like I did go to Michigan State in undergrad, but they're known for their agriculture school. So all these farms are being shut down in Michigan.
Yeah, well, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Right here, I'll give you an example. This is Scott. Great point here. I wasn't aware of economics there. In the U.S., a house costs $300,000 and up. You need about 100,000. Do you know, when I moved into this town 4 years ago, when Trump was president, there were lots of houses for sale. There's no houses for sale in this town no more. There's no houses for sale in Amarillo. They got big companies coming in and buying all these houses up on purpose. And you know who's getting the houses? The people with money. They're buying these houses up in Amarillo and give them to the executives at Amazon.
No one's going to be able to afford to buy a home. A lot of bad shit's going to happen.
Well,
and
my sister is down in Florida right now, and she's looking for a house. She has an 800 credit score, and she can't find a house. 800. That's how bad it is right now. And they're doing this on purpose. They want everybody to rent apartments. They want everybody to have to live poor.
Right.
Well, it's also gentrification, because gentrification, they're changing, especially in the Detroit area. You used to be able to buy a home for $1, but then you have to pay the property taxes on that. And so what they're doing now is they're just buying these lots, crushing them, and then building huge apartment complexes. Or they're also buying them and then converting them into garbage dumps and landfills so they can get they can charge Canada a premium to take Canadian garbage, which is unbelievable.
Let me read. Otis Driftwood, $9.99. Thank you. Diesel keeps going up and up. The rage are not going to go up should they want to hold their product for the same rate as when diesel was $2 a gallon. Yes. Oh my God. The price of diesel is unbelievable, people. I mean, if you own a truck and you're an independent truck driver, what can you do?
Hold on.
Yeah, but that's hard to eat. That's easy to say, Sean. But how about that guy that can't make the payment on that truck?
Right.
You know, that's the problem. They can't make that big payment on that truck.
He's out of business.
Lefties are economically illiterate. They will also screw up your economy. Trump might not be perfect or diplomatic, but he knows. You know what, people? Anybody that thinks this country is in better shape now than when Trump was in office, there's something wrong with their head.
Big time. You're nuts. You're nuts.
Yeah. I bought a house in Florida less than 2 years ago, 155. Now it's worth 275 easy now. Yes, Scott. And that's what they want. Mm-hmm. Because you know why? Guys like you will say, wait, I can make a lot of money. I'm going to sell my house. And then when you sell your house, no average person will ever buy your house again. Mm-hmm. They don't want the average Joe to be able to buy houses.
They want that to be dependent on the government.
Huh?
They want them to depend on the government.
Exactly what they want. Apart from the border problem, what's Biden doing differently to Trump? That's a genuine question. I'm not playing gotcha, but besides the border, do you understand that the border is where all the drugs are coming in from? Do you understand that we're being flooded? It's not besides the border, mob organized. The border is the #1 issue in this country right now. And the only reason they have the borders open is because they think these people can come in and vote for their party. Because educated Hispanics that work, or Mexicans that work, or come to this country, they're voting Republican now. So they're like, holy cow, we can't believe these people are voting Republican. But they are.
I mean,
I'm sorry, mob and organized crime. If you cannot see the difference in 2 years in this country, I don't know what to say to you. I'd rather have a crazy man in office that tells everybody to kiss his ass than have somebody in office that can't even wipe his ass.
Exactly.
Well, look at what Trump did. I mean, he had the highest employment rate within the African American communities, the highest marriage rate within the African American communities. The Latino communities had some of the lowest crime rates.
Otis Driftwood, I would not go to California no more because it's too expensive. Yeah, who wants to go to California? Yeah. Who wants to live in California besides Sean?
I know where I'm at.
Sean, where in California are you?
I'm in the mountains.
Oh, you're up north.
No, I'm down south.
No more middle class. It's about, hey, listen, we're having a good logical conversation today, people. But if you disagree with me, I'm not gonna disagree with you. But anybody, here's what Trump did wrong. Here's the number one thing Trump did wrong. He listened to his daughter and her husband. Trump wanted to go after Facebook and all those companies so they didn't want to get too powerful. And his kids talked him out of it. They should have slammed those companies. Those companies are evil. I couldn't care if Facebook went out of business tomorrow. I couldn't care if Twitter went out of business tomorrow.
Well,
I mean,
they
offer nothing to society.
Lee, they're silencing us on these programs. They are silencing views that they don't agree with. I mean, look what.
If they don't agree with us here, they could shut down my show tomorrow.
Yeah, Steven Crowder.
Look at what's his name? I can't think of his name. The guy,
Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder.
Steven Crowder. How many times do you see them shut down Steven Crowder? All the time. All the time they shut down Steven Crowder.
He's got a team of lawyers dedicated just to keep his free speech.
Carmen, you're absolutely right. More Hispanics and African Americans switched to the Republican Party. Yes. So, and see, the Democrats know this. That's why they're letting people flood into the country. They don't want people thinking. That's why they're letting drugs flood into the country the way it is right now.
Well, I mean, I have a lot to say about it, but it's a touchy subject.
Yeah, you got to be careful, especially on these platforms.
Yeah. So, I mean.
Okay, let's do it. What people see in Trump is more money going into their pockets by price of being less in gas. It's all economics. Yeah. How about that one? How about the fact that the first day that Biden was in office, he stuck it. He stuck it to Texas by shutting down the pipelines. Now they're canceling contracts on purpose. We have more oil in this country than anyone in the world, and they're not allowing us to take it out of the ground. Are you kidding me?
And they're trying to the UN was trying to put laws over fracking. But Lee, let me ask you a question. How do you feel about Trump saying that it was unfair for us to be paying other nations?
Without a doubt. What do they do for us? Those other nations don't do a damn thing for us. You don't see it. You don't see the UN right now fighting against Russia. That's what the UN's there for.
Yeah, but
matter of fact, you have Germany still buying fuel from Russia.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. And I cannot believe how dumb people are. I'm sorry, I'm not calling you dumb if you defend. I'm calling you like some of you liberals that are so whacked up in your brain and you think that Biden's doing a better job than I just named to you. You told me to name to you. Okay, explain to me why they cut off all the pipelines in Texas and put thousands of people out of work here. They did it on purpose. Why? Because they came in office and they know Texas votes to the right. That's what that's what it's all about.
Keystone Pipeline. There's a whole bunch of other stuff.
And now it's just sitting there. Look at the wall. When they were building the wall, they had all this equipment sitting there getting full of rust now.
They won't paint the wall.
But they won't build the wall.
Right.
The wall could be done by now if they just let it be built.
I don't think a wall would really stop the issue.
It does stop the issue.
Yes, it does. Let me tell you something.
It does.
I've seen it work myself because what happens to these walls, they also have sensors on them.
Right.
And they have cameras on them. it's a big determinant. It's hard for the way they put these walls and what they put on top. You look at the fences they put around prisons. You can't climb over those things.
And mind you, all the liberals and all the people on the left, they have walls, they have security around their homes. It doesn't make sense. They know it's weird.
New Yorkers are moving to New Jersey, why are they moving to New Jersey? New York, New Jersey. I want to move to either one of those places. I'm sorry. If I'm leaving New York, I'm leaving the Northeast. I'm out of the Northeast.
People are leaving California in droves because of the politics and the issues that are homeless issue. What are they doing? What are they doing because of that? I mean, it's despicable. And as you know, I mean, I was in California not too long ago for a wedding.
Most Americans wouldn't pay a nickel more to buy something made here, driving a Hyundai with an American flag and a Trump sticker. Hey, listen. Here, where I live in this town, you still got the Trump flags outside.
Wow.
And now the media is trying to say, oh, he doesn't have as much power as he used to have. Are you kidding me? They'll understand he still has that power. The only thing I have against Trump running is his age. I don't like the idea of a 78-year-old president. We already have one of those, and look where it's getting us. Or an 82-year-old lady that if you took the makeup off her, she looked like the crypt keeper.
Wow.
Lee, this is the craziest thing I saw when I was in LA. It was a Joe Biden sticker on a Lamborghini.
Wow.
Or not a Joe Biden. It was who was the guy that was a socialist? Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders. That's the running back for Detroit.
Socialism's great, but I got a Lamborghini.
Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders. Yeah. Let me tell you something about Bernie Sanders.
I see Barry Sanders.
Let me tell you something about Bernie Sanders.
I'm from Detroit.
Vermont.
I'm sorry.
1 minute, Papa. I lived in Burlington, Vermont when Bernie Sanders was the mayor there.
Oh, wow. And
he got in as a joke. Everybody in town always said that Bernie Sanders was very lazy. He kept a very dirty house. He was always a wreck. His hair was up in the air. He was disheveled. People made fun of him when it was like a joke. And now he's being taken serious in government.
I
guess the joke's on us.
I'm so scared. Scared.
He'll run and he'll win. No question about it. Be careful what you wish for, in my advice. He's talking about Bernie Sanders. Yeah, no, that's Barry Sanders. Okay, get it right.
Yeah, Barry,
the greatest running back. The greatest running back probably in football history. But it's easy to mix them up because they're both so full of energy.
Well, especially if you're from Detroit. I mean, Barry just. There were riots almost when he left Detroit.
Stop it, Marley. I like this. Lee, they're actually going around taking Trump signs off people's. Let me tell you something. Where I live here, if you take a Trump sign off a lawn, you're not going to get off the block. I'll guarantee you that. There's Trump signs everywhere here. No one's going to dare take a Trump sign. It depends where you are. If you're if you're like a suburb of Philadelphia. Stuff. I like when you guys ever watch YouTube when they make the signs electric and they grab them and they get electrocuted. That is some funny crap.
That just happened to down the street from me. Actually, someone had a baby and put those electric signs in, like tried to do it themselves, and they electrocuted themselves.
Oh wow!
Even the Democrats hate Barry Sanders. Who's worse, Barry Sanders or Hillary Clinton? Think about that one.
Bernie.
Hillary.
Well, you know what? I like to see the ticket be Trump and DeSantis. If Trump drops dead, I like DeSantis to step right in. But Tim Scott, I could see them doing Tim Scott because they want to win North Carolina and South Carolina. He's pretty popular there.
Trump and Larry Elder.
No, Larry Elder brings nothing to the ticket.
He's got like Larry, though.
Yeah, you can like him, but when you put a ticket together, you got to say, why am I putting this ticket together? What's he going to bring to the ticket?
Right.
What about Andrew Yang?
President age in office, Trump's still got a lot of pep in him for his age. I mean, There's no, but you know, when a president gets that, look what they did with Biden. If he died, who would take over? Probably the stupidest person in America. I mean, she is a joke.
Yeah, but
You're frozen.
am I?
No, not you. Sean's frozen.
Am I still frozen?
Yeah, just go out and come back in, Sean.
Okay, Lee, I'll talk to you sometime.
Okay, you take care, my man.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Nice to meet you, Sean.
Nancy Pelosi is the worst of the. You know something? Nancy Pelosi. Did you hear about her husband a couple days ago? Got arrested on a DUI. His second one. His second one. 80. He's 80 years old. He's riding around. First of all, he's 80 and he's driving around. That's scary enough. But he's 80 and he's drunk and he's driving around. These people think there's so much. They think they could do whatever you want. And you know what he did when he got arrested? He attacked the police officers for arresting him.
That should be just the second DUI alone, I believe, is a felony.
Harry, JC, hey, listen, I'm going to let you out. I appreciate you coming in, my man. I just want to finish the show off on my own. Bofa, thank you for coming in. And let me read some of these things. People, I didn't know I was going to go political on this, but, when someone like Mob Organized, a very smart guy with a great podcast, tries to say that, tell us the difference between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. I could tell you 100 differences, 100. What Joe Biden did the first day in office to the state of Texas Mob Organized Crime podcast was horrible. They're purposely trying to destroy the states of Arizona and Texas because they vote red. And we all know about the last election. I'm not going to get into the last election. Anybody with a half a brain knows what happened there. Go lay down now. Should I beat my dog? Be like Tony? Pelosi's husband will get off. Yes, he will. And if that was you or me that did that, we'd be in big trouble. Well, listen, people, I've been on an hour and a half. I appreciate everybody that came in today. I'm sorry about the political stuff. I'm going to get my surgery tomorrow. I'm hoping I can come back on Thursday or Friday, God willing. But everybody take care. And there was a lot of people that donated nicely today, and I really appreciate that. Everybody take care. Take care, people.